But we certainly have done what we can, and we have created an alternative narrative, which happens to be a truthful narrative. And we were getting all the usual complaints from people saying, I was on the march and it lasted for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, not 27 minutes. And we have to respond and say, yes, it takes you 2.5 hours to walk the route, but it only takes you 27 minutes to pass a specific point in the route. So when we say it lasted for 27 minutes, we mean it took 27 minutes to pass our counting point. It didn't take you 27 minutes to walk from Kelvin Grove Park down to Glasgow Green, unless you're Batman or something like that, which I can assure you most of the folk on that march were not. So that is an important point to note. 3,726 on that Scottish Nationalist March. And of course it matters. It matters so much, because otherwise these things get written into history. The All Under One Banner people have never, ever, ever had 20,000 or anything close to it on any of their marches, even though they will claim that they've had 100,000 or even 250,000. And again, all the fantasy figures were in this magazine that we published, but you can also find the link, which we'll put up, that you can find in the thread, which was the fantasy figures versus the reality of all the marches. And it is eye-opening. It really is eye-opening. And why the media don't make this a story is a question that's worth asking, because sometimes it does sound like they have an agenda just to promote the fantasy. I hope that they don't, but sometimes after a while you have to begin to wonder, is this their deliberate agenda, to go with the exaggerated 5 times figures instead of the actual truth, to go with 20,000 instead of less than 4,000?